Good evening, everyone. Have you read the book called Fantabulous BFG? The genre of the book is fiction. It is 62 pages and written by Roald Dahl. Sophie, 8-year-old orphanage, finds herself awake during the witching hour. The woman who manages Sophie's orphanage is said to be mean, and she locks the children in the cellar for punishment. It's said that at witching hour, dark creatures emerge to roam the world as humans sleep. One night, a tall black figure spotted Sophie and snatched her. The figure takes Sophie to a cave and dumps her onto the table full with glass jars. Sophie asks the giant if he's going to eat her. The giant said does not eat human beings, beans, and introduces himself as the Big Friendly Giant. The BFG tells Sophie that he collects dreams and blows good dreams into children's rooms. He also has a marvelous hearing that he can hear everything from dreams to ladybug footsteps. A giant called the Blood Butler stormed into the cave. He suspects the BFG has kidnapped a human being and begins searching the cave to find it. After that, the BFG decides it is time to go the dream catching, so he puts Sophie in his pocket and heads to the dream country. Once he identifies one, he asks Sophie to hand him a jar to catch the dreams, and the BFG calls the dream a golden peace resort. Again, he asks Sophie to hand him a jar to catch the dream, and he calls the Struggle Hamper a nightmare. He is upset by the Struggle Hamper and decides to head back home. In his stop, he took out a glass jar containing the terrible nightmarish Struggle Hamper. The BFG unscrewed the top of the glass jar and tipped the squiggling, screaming, friendly scarlet Struggle Hamper into the white end of his long trumpet. He aimed the instrument directly at the flesh lump Peter's face. He took a deep breath, puffed out his cheek, and then whoo! He blew. Sophie saw a flash of pale and red go darting towards the giant's face. It's hovered above the face and then it's gone. It seems like being sucked up the giant's nose. Hair was suddenly pierced by the most fearful roaring, and Sophie saw the flesh lump Peter's body, all 54 feet of it, rise off the feet ground and fall back again. It began to wriggle and twist and bounce about in the most violent fashion. It was quite frightening to watch, and the flesh lump Peter shouting, "Save us! He is getting after me!" And he said again, "It's Jack!" They all hearing that Jack is a famous giant killer. The awful nightmare had now gripped the great brute to such an extent that he was trying to his whole body to knots. The flesh lump Peter screeching, "I was not eating you, Jack. I is never eating human beings." The BFG said, "Liar," to flesh lump Peters. Just then, one of the flesh lump Peters' failing fists cocked still fast asleep mid-tripping giant smack into the mouth. At the same time, one of his furiously thrashed legs and kicked the snoring gizzard gulping giant right in the guts. Both the injured giants woke up and leaped to their feet. The two of them rushed at the flesh lump Peters and began pounding with their fists and feet. He awoke straight from one nightmare into another. He roared into battle, and in the bellowing, thumping, rough and tumble that following, one sleeping giant after another either got stepped upon or kicked. They punched and kicked and scratched and beat and butted each other as hard as they could. Blood flowed, noses went crunch, also tears fell out like hailstone, and for many minutes the noise of battle crossed the yellow plain. The BFG smiled a big white smile of absolute pleasure. He is loving when they all having good talk and rumble. He said that the beast is always fishing and walloping at one another, and soon it will be getting dusky and they will be galloping off till their tummies. As the BFG headed back to the cave, he said quite recently was putting that nightmare to good use, dog, wasn't we? Sophie said, "Excellent, well done." The lesson I learned from this book is Sophie is a very brave girl regardless to her age. She is very smart when she with BFG, and she able to come up with a strategy in freeing herself. Not only that, the BFG is very fearless when he faced with his enemies. The both are brave and intelligent. I think I can recommend this book to all teenagers and even adults who like reading fantasy story. Signing off with love, reading makes a fool man. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.